Hi, my name is Zoltan and I am one of the co-founders and the instructors of MyChowGar. In this video I would like to share my story with you because I think it is very interesting and it might inspire you as well. I was born in 1972 in Romania, which was at that time a communist country. There was a quite tough dictatorship in place, and that trained basically the people's life. It was a really very tough period. It was hard to find, some cases, food to eat, and bullying was very common in the schools. I got bullied many times, and I used to be a very skinny kid. I was weak. I had no strong physique, but I had to somehow defend myself. I had the courage to defend myself, just the knowledge was missing. And I was looking for something to be able to defend myself and my beloved sister. And at that time, in the 80s, there were only two martial arts available. One was judo and the other was karate. The kung fu movies were just appearing at that time, so it wasn't that popular and well known, and you couldn't learn kung fu at all. Since I was never attracted somehow to karate, then I tried judo. I think I practiced roughly 1 or 2 years, but it wasn't for me. I didn't really like it. We had, I think, very bad instructors at the time. They bullied also the students sometimes, so the place wasn't really friendly, and we had weird trainings. All in all, I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it, and I did not really feel that I'm going somewhere and I'm developing myself. Maybe it was a problem of mine as well, but wasn't good for me, wasn't fitting for me. So since these two options were available, I forgot the martial arts. And then we moved with the whole family to Hungary. In Hungary, the life was much better than in Romania at that time. And I went to high school, then I went to university. And at the university, I had again the feeling that I should do something, some sports. But not something common, you know. I was still drawn to martial arts, and I was attracted to Aikido. And at the university there was an Aikido club, and I wanted to learn in the club. I wanted to join the club, but they said there's no beginner course or beginner training, beginner group. I have to wait 1 year. I said, okay, then let's wait 1 year. And in the college I had some friends who were doing Kung Fu. And we became really good friends, and they always told me that, come to us and learn in our school. And I said, okay, but what style are you practicing? At that time, Wing Chun was very popular already, and Shaolin Kung Fu started in Hungary to be also popular. And they said, this is Southern Praying Mantis, Chow Gar. I said, never heard of it. I heard about Northern Praying Mantis, but never heard of Chow Gar. I said, okay, come and have a look. I went, I watched the training. It was very boring for me, and I said, okay, then I still think Aikido is better for me. But I tried to look around. I went to Wing Chun schools, I visited some Shaolin schools, but none of them really attracted me, and I didn't have the feeling that, this is for me. And after a while, I said, okay, since in this school I have some friends and I would like to practice something, let's try it really. Let's go there, join the club, and start to practice. That's what I did, and I started to really enjoy it. The trainings were good. I started to feel myself stronger. I had stamina. I had started to have power. We started to practice sparring and conditioning and so on and so forth. And I spent there 8-9 years. We did many things. We went through very good programs where we felt that we are really developing ourselves. But after a while, I had a feeling that we just stuck in this situation, this place. There's no goal to achieve, nothing to go further. We can just practice what we learned, maybe do more sparring and so on. But I didn't have the feeling that I could be really better. At that time, the leader of the school got in contact with the Grandmaster living in Hong Kong. At that time, Choy was still alive, and he invited Choy. And he accepted the invitation. He came to Hungary, brought his son, Kyung, and his wife with him. And this was a very big event. We were really lucky to have the opportunity to see him alive. And we had a big training. There were 100 or 200 people that practicing and showing the system, showing the school what they learned in the school to the Grandmaster himself. And suddenly he stood up and he showed a few things to us. And it was really incredible to see him moving. But we had no really contact to him, neither to his son. Only a few people in the school, the top students, could meet him personally or have some kind of discussions with him. It was not allowed even to speak to him when we met him in the school. And they had a private event where they had a dinner and had some small talk, and then suddenly they asked the Grandmaster what he thinks about what they are doing in the school, what they showed during this training. And Kyung said to them that, do you want my real opinion? And they said, yeah, of course, we want your real opinion, that's why we are asking. At that time, you have to know that they were very proud of themselves because they were really the top of the school. They were tough, strong, fast, whatever. And they expected some kind of compliment from the Grandmaster. And he said, unfortunately, guys, what you're doing is wrong. So if you want to learn this system, you have to build up yourself from the beginning, because it's not according to the principles of the system, and you will never achieve what is possible to be achieved in this system. And they were really stunned and they were very sad. And after long discussions within the school, they decided that they will invite the Grandmaster to Hungary. So from that point of time, he came to Hungary and started to teach people in the school, but only that circle. In some cases, we, as a second, let's say second level, we got some trainings where the Grandmaster was there, but we were, let's say, out of sight. And we didn't have the feeling that we will be able to learn this system, because the knowledge is hidden. It's not, they didn't teach it to us. And we said that we cannot continue in this way anymore. So we decided to leave the school. That was a very, very tough decision, because that was the biggest possibility in our Kung Fu career. It's a big school, a lot of support behind it. The school has enough money to invite the Grandmaster. He's coming every year, he spends time there teaching, but still we thought that it's not our way, because in this school you'll never be able to learn the system. So we left. And we spent 2 years practicing with one of our fellow Kung Fu brother who learned the system in Sifu Kyung's school in London. And he helped us. We practiced together. He showed us what he learned. He taught us everything what he learned. And we started to have the feeling that it's really something really unique what we are practicing. And we kept practicing. We had the faith that somehow life will arrange it for us, that we will get someone in contact again or something. So it will be possible to learn this system. And that happened after 2 years of practicing alone, without knowing that we will be able to go further with it. We got a call from the Grandmaster, and he said that I've heard from the leader of the school that you stopped training. Is that true? And we said, no, it's not true at all. We keep practicing and hoping that one day you will teach us. And he said, no, this is the day when you can decide. So do you want me to teach you? We said, of course, that's our dream. We want to you to teach us. So we invited him. So since then, since 2004, he came to Hungary, and he spent 2-3 months in a year. He came twice a year, And he started to teach us, and not only teach us, but he practiced with us, which is a very, very, very big thing. It's rarely found in martial arts. It's not that common. And since then we are practicing with him a lot, and we got what we really expected. So as more and more as we advanced and we went deeper into the system, realized that it was right. It was the right decision to go this way and to keep practicing, because this system is really a rare one. One of the last systems which preserved its original method of training, this power building method. And you seldom find such a system which is so well preserved, and it's a true martial art. That's what hooked up, basically, what attracted us and kept us training. This feeling that this system is much deeper than many people thought or think. And here I have to mention that most of the people have a very false image or idea of what Kung Fu is, thanks to the movies and thanks to some, let's say, Kung Fu shows which are promoting Kung Fu in that way. Real Kung Fu is simple. You know, boxing is simple yet effective. Thai boxing is simple yet effective. True Kung Fu, real Kung Fu is the same. There's no fancy in it. It focuses on effectiveness, really. That's the goal. That makes sense. No big jumping, kicking around and doing acrobatic movements, because that's nice, good, looks good in a movie, but it's no use. And a lot of forms, hundreds of forms, long forms, which you will never really remember, and doesn't make any sense. A very traditional martial art, a real Kung Fu, is focusing on strength, power, to be fast, to be sharp, to be precise, and to have stamina. That's what you need for combat, and to be tough. And that's real Kung Fu. It's no fancy. There are forms, of course, what you have to learn, but they have a purpose. They're channeling your power into a specific way, how you can effectively use it. But that's it, that's about it. It's not about being nice and looking fantastic. So that's my story, not just my story, but the story of my friends as well. What I wanted to share with you, and what I can tell you that during my martial arts career in these 26 years, I met also people who did something else, and they just stuck and had the feeling that they need something to go on, otherwise they will stop because there is no goal as something to achieve. And if you are someone like that, or if you want to start something from the beginning, but your goal is not to learn fancy things and many things and show off, but you want to go deeper in true martial arts, then you should definitely check our program, because as a first step, that can help you to step on the path which leads to this. You can be as strong as you would never believe you can be, or to get skills which are really not common skills. So I encourage you to check it out, and if you have the feeling that maybe this is for you, then try it and you will see. You can discover it for yourself. You can discover yourself how your body works and how you can improve yourself in a way which is great, fantastic, and you can be healthy and strong even at the age of 70, 80, even 90, as my Sifu, who's still practicing over 72, and he's still strong, or his father, who still did practice over 90. So thank you very much for watching, and maybe see you as a student in our course, or here in Budapest, where you can meet us in person. So, thank you, and keep in shape.